Now back to Sonic the Hedgehog 2D game, Sonic Advance, which this time is only on handheld console, which I have a physical copy of it. Only the game, no case or something like that, and of course with that, no manual, because I bought it from a second-hand reseller, and with it I directly supported only the second-hand reseller. So it's the only game of the Sonic Advance trilogy that I have a physical copy of. And wait a minute, it is advanced in the trailer, but how can a 2D game be more advanced than 3D game, especially on an handheld console? No, that isn't the case. It's called like that because it was developed for Game Boy Advance by teams, which were formed by some SNK devs, which developed Sonic Pocket Emulator, but as teams, they first published Game Fast Digimon or developed Game Fast Digimon Palace Spirit. But also Sonic Team helped develop this game, and of course Sega published this game. But in North America it was published by THQ. Wait a minute. Was that their J2ME version? Then what's the advanced subtitle for Game Boy Advance LA? And I should be checking it out or not? Then again, I had played the J2ME port of this game when I didn't have an Android phone, which of course was a long time ago, and which I had forgotten. By the way, J2ME port was developed and published by Gameloft, which nowadays makes microtransactions games for smartphones. So, should I include about J2ME port in this video or make separate video? I guess I should be checking it out to figure it out. Oh, found out it was also ported to Android only in Japan. While trying to figure out how to get the J2ME version playable, but then figured out to check a video of the game, of the port. But no info for developed for Android, but found out the J2ME was the base for it. So I assume Gameplot developed a port for Android. The premise more or less is the same as other 2D Sonic games, but of course with differences. Sonic needs to stop Dr. Eggman's plans. And of course the gameplay is more or less the same as other 2D Sonic games. And having multiple playable characters which control the same sounds. Sonic tells Knuckles, and it's the first time that Amy can be playable in a 2D Sonic game. Of course different characters have different moves, but Sonic tells and Knuckles can spin dash, but Amy can't. Sonic is an insta-shield, but that didn't seem to be helpful at all, and a summer assault. Tails can fly by spamming the jump button. Knuckles can glide and climb on walls. Amy, I don't know what this is. I found out by trying to spin dash with it, and she can also hammer to jump ahead. But I don't know how to control each jump, so I can go in the right direction in an act. And also it's the enemy with hammer even in a jump. This is a first true 2D Sonic game where rails appears, which seems that only Sonic can grind on them. But they are finicky, like only you can get on them from top, but not from the very top. Even though all the characters go through the same zones, you need to unlock all zones separately for each character. Like if you complete the game with Sonic, and if you start the game as Tails, then there won't be an actual screen for Tails. The game will send you to the first act of the game. Well, in a way, each character can be used as a different save. However, with a little bit of different playstyles. However, it entered 8 problems, like there were delayed inputs, pressure jumped or rotated to avoid projectile, but I still got it. Enemies starting to attack from out screen even when I'm on a slow platform. I then traps without an identification on which I get another spin to get on a character ground, and with that I go back down. Enemies shoot projectiles in a path where I fell towards, but I don't have a control over character inside. In some instances it was hard to jump over spikes, either when they were spikes that stay in the place, or either spikes that hide and reappears, like characters couldn't jump far enough over the spikes. It seemed like characters were magnetic to one direction. Character ricocheting can lead to character getting damaged and again I don't have control over character. That felt like hitboxes were weird, especially hitboxes. Like Sonic getting damaged when visual sprites didn't touch each other. Springs can send you into spikes. And worse, for some reason everything was unlocked for me. Well, maybe except stuff in Danish I got even trying to tell a game sales data from in-game option, but still everything was unlocked after I emulated console turning on and on. And so, I was wondering, did that happen because I emulated the game, or it's different reason? After searching about it, I found out it's a failsafe when the game doesn't load the battery, and it's the same at least for Sonic Advance 2. A failsafe that doesn't lock player into during just first part of the game, or doesn't force the player to finish the game in one sitting, but instead unlocks everything, or maybe almost everything. You can play this game either on easy or normal difficulty. Normal is on by default. It seems easy difficulty changes only enemy count, but doesn't change anything to boss side. Another option to improve gameplay is if you want to have time out game over or not. And of course this game is a special stage, which are accessible by finding a special spring, which after the special stage starts working as a regular spring. These special stages are skydiving in a tunnel with a snowboarding board. Of course, completing them rewards you a Genius Emerald, but it seems you need to collect all Genius Emeralds in one sitting. Or at least the game doesn't say if you get a Genius Emeralds when you turn off and on the console in the next act. However, these special stages have weird perspectives. Like I thought I would get rings, but then I passed those rings. Or it's hard to perceive depth in this special stage. And I wondered if it is actually better to play this special stage on actual hardware. It may be better. Each special stage is a set location on how to get into them. Like if you miss the first special stage location, then in a different act there will be a different special stage. You can find a gyro in a special stage. However, that isn't all that the game offers to you. Of course, there is VS and time trial mode. VS or versus mode against second player that allows our Game Boy Advance, if not their own copy of Sonic Advance. And either both consoles are connected with link cable or using Wi-Fi adapter. Which of course I couldn't play it now at this. And even if I would a way to play versus mode, then I wouldn't be able to either way. No one to play together the game. Time trial, getting fast time in each solo cut. And lastly, what I previously mentioned, Tiny Gyro Garden, where you can raise one gyro which won't die, unlike in both Sonic Adventure games gyro gardens, by feeding fruits by buying them using rings that you obtained from playing the regular game. But that's not all. There are two minigames, rock, paper and scissors, and memory games. In rock, paper and scissors, each symbol goes around in a circle around the gyro, where you need to select the strongest symbol as a right time from your options. Memory game where you need to remember where cards are, so you can select two of the same card. But gyro makes shuffle those cards, and you can fail only 3 times. However, it is a very short time to be able to remember where cards are. Both of these are a time limit, and with this you can also eat rewards. I guess mainly rings. But that's not all. The Tiny Gyro Garden can be connected to Sonic Adventure 2 Ballet Gyro Garden on Game Code. And with that you can keep the gyro alive in a Tiny Gyro Garden from Gyro Garden. However, before that you will need to transfer gyro from Tiny Gyro Garden to Gyro Garden to get different gyro in the Tiny Gyro Garden. And this is impossible nowadays on computers and other consoles. At least officially that is. Thanks to community efforts, there is a way to get gyro from Tiny Gyro Garden to at least computer Sonic Adventure 2 Ballet Gyro Garden, or even to Sonic Adventure 3X Gyro Garden. However, it includes a lot of steps, and I'm not sure if it can be done with the Game Boy Advance emulator. One way is converting game code save file to computer save file, or vice versa, so you can transfer gyro from actual hardware to computer. Maybe using a gyro exporter/importer can work from emulations, but it won't be the same on actual hardware. Or you can play a fun game, Tiny Gyro Garden DX, but still you need to use gyro exporter/importer. To get gyro in and out from Gyro Garden, either from Sonic Adventure DX or Sonic Adventure 2 Ballet. After I finished writing the first draft of the intro, I found a way to get JDMA games run, but because there aren't a lot of difference, I didn't play this port a lot. So here's a little bit of difference between ports that I found, including by searching online. But I found the most difference from footage. From the main menu you can already see there isn't a Tiny Gyro Garden. You can play the game only as Sonic, and to spin dash you need to hold only one button. There are little bit of difference for enemy attacks. For example, instead of having a hammer, the boss enemy uses simple, but more or less it's the same process. Really, a cooler looking weapon is in a J2MA port. However, there are less sounds, and it seems there aren't special stages. Like, when you turn off the gameplay at once while you have more than 2 lives, then when turning the console on, you will need to play the game with 2 lives no matter what you select. Even the same sound from in which you turn it off the console. It's because the J2MA port gives you the continue option, but the Game Boy Advance port gives only actual screen. So you will need to select the last act you played. I guess they tried giving players the continue options and keeping track of lives between play sessions would be too much of a Game Boy Advance cartridge battery. And of course, this J2MA port is a lower frame rate. Overall, the Game Boy Advance port, which I think is the original port, is overall a fun game. Like for this video, at least at the time of reading the first draft of the script, up to this point I have beaten this game with torture. Minus getting all Giants emeralds, of course. Of course, after the game somehow started to load the battery. Then again, I had already beaten it one rather on physical copy, and maybe J2MA port was still in some cushion's memories. Of course, for complete experience, play the Game Boy Advance port. But if you can find the way to play it then just for fun, you can check out J2MA port. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, like the video, subscribe and comment. See you next time.